Happy Thursday, everybody. Julie, so great to see you here. I love it. I'm Dr. Melody with Fit+Faith. Welcome to the Feeding His Temple Body and Soul Facebook Live show. And tonight we're going to be making homemade cauliflower fried rice. It's going to be absolutely delicious. Go ahead and say hello below, comment below. What would be really awesome is if you could help me out. 3 different ways to be awesome are to share this out, to tag a friend, and then to engage. So the more you engage with the commenting and with the likes and the loves, it absolutely helps. So when you're done doing those things, hit done below. Hey Rebecca, great to see you. Hit done below, and I would really appreciate it. Thank you so much for helping me out and for being awesome by sharing this out, tagging friends, engaging with this. I love being here with you. This would be way boring if I was just doing it on my own, so I'm so thrilled that you are here. I love to see that Julie and Rebecca are here so far, and hopefully we'll have some more friends joining us as well. But happy Thursday to you. It is almost the weekend. Hey Velvet, great to see you here. And not only is it almost a weekend, it is going to be a 3-day weekend for those of us here in the States, and that is very exciting. I'd love to know, with you ladies that are here right now, do you have any plans for the Memorial Day weekend? Is it Memorial Day or Labor Day? Labor Day? For whatever 3-day weekend it is that we're celebrating, do you have any plans for this weekend? Would love to know. So go ahead and comment that, type that below, and we're going to go ahead, we're going to get started making our cauliflower fried rice. We're going to make it from scratch instead of buying the pre-made cauliflower rice. And I'm going to show you just how simple and easy it is and how different it's going to be. The texture is a lot different when you make it your own, and it really doesn't take a lot of extra time to do it. And I want you to fully be more empowered with knowing how to cook vegetables in all different ways. So I want to show you how to do that from scratch. So we will do that, and then we're going to talk about our scripture for tonight, which is 1 Corinthians 10:31. Such a beautiful scripture encouraging us that whatever we're doing, that we're doing it all for the glory of God. And so that'll be our scripture tonight. So we're going to blend up. We're going to go ahead and make our cauliflower rice in the food processor right now. And then we will go to our scripture, and then afterwards we'll finish it up on the stove, and I'll show you how to make it absolutely delicious. It's going to be so wonderful and easy too. So, all right, let's get started. Let me see if I can bring this over here to you. I want to show you what I'm doing with my food processor and chopping this sucker down. So just 1 second there. Hey Dina, great to see you here as well. If you guys haven't yet said hello, please do so below. I want to know where you're coming in from. Even on the replay, I still want to know where you're coming in from. And if you have any weekend plans for this holiday weekend, please let me know. Would love to know. So let's get this thing started. Here we go. All right, so as you can see, we have our cauliflower here, and I've already just taken off a lot of the greens. And now, honestly, you just want to make it chunky, because then we're going to put it into the food processor. So you just want to bring it down, chop it down just a little bit, and then you put it into the food processor. So honestly, like, you don't have to be anything fancy with this. Okay, so, and just so you guys know, like, note to self, but I already know this, cauliflower does get a little bit messy. The little crumbs from the cauliflower kind of get a little bit everywhere. So just so you know. But now that we took off the stems, we took off the base. Hey Dina, you said, hey girl, hopefully I can stay on. My kiddos are a handful. Yeah, for sure, no worries. But even this, if this is on in the background, that's super great. And maybe it will get your kids interested in how they can get involved making some cauliflower fried rice with you at some point too. So you can either just break off your pieces here, or, oh, just 1 second. Oh man, I was trying to stabilize the camera. Sorry about that. Or you can chop it, either way. But I'm just gonna kind of break them down. If it gets really big like this, then I'll just chop it. We just want some rough chop, just about this. And you guys are gonna be so amazed at how a little, this is a very small head of cauliflower. You're gonna be amazed at what a small amount is gonna turn into a whole ton once we put it into the food processor. So let me switch things over for you. Bring the food processor here for you to see. Hopefully that's not gonna be too obstructive for you to see that. And I'm just gonna throw in pieces just like this. Okay. Try to move that over for you to see a little bit more. There we go. Okay. So I'm just going to throw in about like this. You don't want to get it completely full because we're going to kind of go in batches, especially if you have a lot, then you want to go in batches. Let me see what Julie says. Declutter, furniture, pack, clean. You have so much to do. Yeah, you do. You have a lot going on, Julie, but I'm so glad that you're spending this time with me here. Hey, Teresa, what is up? I love that you're coming in from Missouri. I'm super glad to have you here. Wonderful. And I loved being able to chat with you earlier in this week. And so that was wonderful too. So now it's going to get a little bit loud. So hang on to your ears real quick while I pulse this down, and you're going to see how it just goes from those big florets into a really easy cauliflower rice. All right. So you can already see how much it's already coming down, you know, but see some of these big pieces, the big pieces need a little bit longer there, but you can already see the texture that it's forming. All right, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take out, hey Hope, what's up girl? I'm gonna take out some of the big pieces because like I said, you don't wanna overcrowd it because it gets overcrowded really quickly. So I'm gonna take out some of the big pieces and we'll take this out. This one's already ready to go. I'm gonna put it inside of a bowl, which I forgot to get ready for us. So I'm gonna put this into a bowl and then we're just gonna do that one more time. Hope, I know that you're coming in from New Mexico. So we've got Missouri, Utah, California, New Mexico. I'm loving this. I'm loving how many people we're having from all over the place on here right now. So you can see, did you see how that was just minced like that? It's just looking perfect already. And then we'll just do it one more time just with some of these big pieces. And then we're gonna pop it on the stove and then it's gonna steam up real fast and I'll show you how to season it super, super deliciously. Hope says, I'm so excited about this. I've been wanting to use this more, but something you've had a hard time getting it right. Yeah, so I wanted to show you how to make it from scratch on your own so that you can totally get it right on your own. So just real quick, I'm gonna blend it up again, so hang on to your ears. Okay, and there we go. For the big pieces that are still in there, you get the idea. You can just keep blending it up on your own. Hey Heather, what is up girl? I love to have you here as well. Heather coming in from West Virginia, if I am not mistaken. Please correct me and let me know, Heather. I don't know why I always get this one wrong for you. Virginia or West Virginia, I don't know why. But we have women from literally all over the country with us right now, so it's so awesome. So that is basically it. Let me get this out of the way. You can see what this looks like already, okay? I'm gonna pour the rest of this in here. Now guys, this was from one really small cauliflower head, and we're making so much of it already. So what's really cool, and let me go back to here for you. What's really cool is that this texture that this makes when you make it on your own is so much softer. It's almost like, maybe softer is not even the word, it's a little bit of an easier crumble versus when you buy cauliflower rice already, which is so awesome that they're doing that now. They weren't even doing that till, you know, a few years ago or whatever. But when you buy it from the store, you're gonna notice that it's all like, almost like in a small dice. So you can see that it's got sharp edges, cut edges, versus this is crumbly edges. So the texture is completely different, if that's even making sense. Hey Pam, what's up? Great to see you here as well. Heather says, hey, it's a good thing you've already taught me this. Yes, you have. You are one of the ones that have loved this cauliflower rice recipe, and we're not making that exact same one, but it'll be similar. Hey Laura, what's up? Great to see you here as well. Virginia, East Coast. I was close, Heather. I was close. I said West Virginia, but now I know Virginia. Julie says, I used to get a food processor. I need to get a food processor. The food processor I have is, oh my gosh, I'm realizing right now, it's Cuisinart. I posted something a little while ago, like seriously, like a month or so ago, about how I loved my food processor, that I've had it. It was a wedding gift on our wedding registry. We've been married for 15 years now. I've had the same food processor. I know who gave it to me. My grandparents gave it to me. And I said the other day that it was KitchenAid, and I went on and on and on about how much I loved it and that it was KitchenAid. Oh my gosh, I feel so bad now. I'm sorry, KitchenAid. It is Cuisinart, and I totally love it. So I don't necessarily have any particular suggestions except for the fact that I've had this one Cuisinart one for 15 years and it's been super great. But KitchenAid is another really good brand as well. And so I think as long as you're getting a reputable brand, do your reviews. You know, I got this before the world of online reviews. So they didn't know and I didn't know when I registered for it, but I've been super happy with it. So it is very helpful to have one though. And the one that I have is part food processor with this attachment. And then it also has a different blade inside here that can like do like a shred. So like a cheese grater shred, or it can do it in big slices. It has just a different blade, and it has the blender attachment. So I can put the blender on there as well and do things up in the blender. So I would get one that's like multifaceted like that. All right, so there is that. All right, so there we go. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go to our scripture right now, talking about glorifying God in everything we do. And then we're gonna finish this up. I'm gonna show you how to super easy to make it on the stovetop and make it absolutely delicious with these flavors in there that just totally make it sing and pop. It is a great dish for a side dish. It is a great dish to bring as a side dish to like a big party or a big potluck type of thing, because it is a crowd pleaser for sure. And people don't even believe how good it tastes when it's cauliflower. So if you're struggling to have people in your life eat more vegetables, kids or friends or family or whatever, make this for them and then they will definitely want to eat it. It's so good. So let's talk about our scripture for tonight. Let me pull this up for you. This says, whether you eat or drink or whatever you do, do it all for the glory of God. It really can't get much simpler than that. Whatever you do, do it all for the glory of God. It is so simple, and that is just our charge for life. Like, that is our charge for everything that we do, to do everything for the glory of God. I love this verse so much because, especially when it comes to our healthy lifestyle and our food and our eating, there's so many conflicting views out there. There's so many people saying different things, and it gets really overwhelming. It's like, what do I do? Which path do I follow? You know, what advice do I listen to? And Paul just makes it so simple here in 1 Corinthians and says, whatever you do, do it all for the glory of God. And in this particular passage, I believe he's also talking about, there was a lot of things going back in those days when he was writing this in the New Testament, the early church, where there were still groups of people that were confused about being separated from Judaism, that they were no longer under the law of Judaism. So Jews, you know, have their lists of foods, right? The kosher foods. You can only eat this and you can't eat this. And Paul comes along with a message of grace and says, that doesn't matter anymore. And so he's saying, whatever you do, right? Whether you eat or drink, whatever kind of thing you eat or drink, it doesn't matter. Do it all for the glory of God. It is a matter of the heart. That's what matters. That's what God cares about. That's what he sees. It's a matter of the heart. And so whatever we do, we can take that message into our day and age. That whatever we do, we don't have to worry about all these rules and restrictions and regulations and piling on our own guilt about what we eat or don't eat or drink or don't drink and all this. We can just get rid of all of that. How is the place of your heart? Are you doing it for the glory of God? Are you giving God the glory in what you eat, in how you care for your body, in how you talk to yourself in your head, how you treat yourself, how you treat others? Whatever you do, do it all for the glory of God. It can't get any more simpler than that. I love it. Such a simple and awesome and freeing message that God is looking at our heart. So beautiful. So let's take that with us as we head into this holiday weekend. We head into this 3-day weekend. Whatever you're going to do, whatever parties you're going to go to or barbecues or whatever that happens to be, check your heart, check your mind, check your head. Are you doing it all for the glory of God? And He knows your heart. If you keep Him first, the other things are just going to pass away. They're not going to be as important. You don't need to stress out over them. What a message. So beautiful. I love that. So now let's go ahead and we will finish making food that is for the glory of God, because this is God's food. This is food from the earth, whole food, the food that God created. We are just getting creative in the kitchen and taking it from the field in its raw state and turning it into something really delicious and wonderful. But all of the ingredients, everything that we're putting into it is still wonderful and healthy ingredients and healthy food. So we can take our healthy food wherever we go, and we can honor God with whatever we do. So that's our message for today. All right, guys. So here's what we're going to do. Let me put up the recipe for you, and I'm just going to pop this in the stove. And I'm going to steam it first, okay? So I'm going to put a little bit of water in the pan, just a little, not a whole ton of water, a little bit of water in the pan to just start getting things steaming, all right? So that the cauliflower will start to soften up. It's going to begin to absorb. What I love about cauliflower is that it absorbs everything. Any flavor that you put with it, it just sucks it right up because it's such a neutral flavor on its own. So it sucks up any other flavor that you give it. That's why it's going to taste so delicious. So let me take my pan right over here, and I'm just going to go ahead, pop this in. This was one small head of cauliflower, the smallest one in the store. And look at how much it's making. I love it. So I'm literally just putting a little bit of water. I might have even put too much water, a little bit. And let's get it going here, okay? So while that's going, I will put up the recipe for you so you can see how simple and easy it is. You might just need to get only 1 or 2 ingredients that you may not already have. Julie says, beautiful message, simple. Honor God in everything I do. Yes, sure needed to have a reminder today. That's awesome. Well, I'm glad that this can be your reminder, Julie. Teresa says, I'm going to give this a try because I've never liked cauliflower. That is awesome. I have had people tell me everything that we've made. This is what, episode 8 of our cooking show, of the Healthy Feeding His Temple, Body and Soul cooking show. I have had people tell me every single time that they've gone and made whatever it was that we cooked, and they loved how easy, how healthy, and how totally good it was for ingredients that they weren't used to trying. Okay, so one of our ladies, I don't think she's on here tonight, but one of our ladies, Shani, she does not like avocados, and so she's always looking for new ways to make avocados. So one of the ingredients and one of the dishes that we've made in the past, I've made multiple of them, using avocados and turning them into something totally different. And I love it because then you get to experiment with ingredients that you may not like, and sometimes it's only because you haven't found a good way to make them yet, you know? So we don't want to give up. We don't want to throw something off, but we want to keep experimenting with it and keep trying it in different ways to see if there is a way out there that we like. So I love that, Teresa, because that's going to be the case for you. You're going to totally love it. And if you don't, then you know that you really don't like cauliflower, because this is not going to taste like cauliflower by the time we're done. So there we go. All right. So let me put up the recipe for you. This is steaming on the stove. It's just warming up. I should have been preheating the stove while we talked, because this is an electric stove top that I'm not totally used to. So it takes a little bit longer, but we want to steam it. I could probably put a lid on it just to help it steam a little bit more. And then I'm going to go ahead and grab some garlic and some ginger, and it is going to cook up in a stir fry like so fast. That's why we pulsed it first, and now the second part is going to go really fast. So let me pull this up for you, and you can start to take a look. So you can see there, our ingredients are just going to be basics. Garlic, ginger, a little bit of soy sauce, which is liquid aminos. Okay, stirring that up, and I'm going to grab a few eggs. Let me come back on the screen for you. split screen here. Okay. There we go. Okay, there we go. So I can hear it starting to sizzle now. So now it's getting, it's starting to warm up a little bit, which is awesome because that water is going to evaporate very quickly and we just want to steam it, but we don't want it to burn. So we are going to add a little bit of oil. Let me go grab some eggs that we're going to use. I'm going to pop in an egg there. Okay, so now, so it's starting to sizzle. And literally, I've got the recipe up there for you so you can see, hey Sue, great to see you. So you can basically see, you can add in any other veggies that you like as well. So typically with my cauliflower rice, we're typically adding carrots, chopped green beans, bok choy, chopped Brussels sprouts. I mean, we love to add just about anything, bell peppers. So make this dish not be just cauliflower. Like add any other types of things that you want as well. And so in the recipe, you'll see there that you're gonna add other veggies too. So we wanna steam them all together and it's gonna give it more color versus tonight, how I'm showing you, it's just gonna be plain white. But if you add all those other veggies and it brings in all those other colors, and we eat with our eyes, right? We want it to be pleasing. We want it to be pleasing with our eyes as well. So it's starting to soften, the steam is starting to evaporate and soak in. Sue says, I didn't care for raw cauliflower, but I love cauliflower rice in a stir fry. Exactly, right? In a stir fry, it's so good because it tastes completely different. And so now I'm just gonna add a little bit of sesame oil, the liquid aminos, which is just like soy sauce. It's a gluten-free version of soy sauce. And then the garlic and the ginger, okay? So I can hear it steaming away over there. So I've got some sesame oil. Sesame oil is so fabulous. It gives it a little bit of a different flavor. And it's like an underlying flavor where you're like, what is that? I can't really put my finger on what that is, but it tastes delicious. It's because it's sesame oil coming just from the sesame seeds. So if you like sesame seeds for a flavor, you're gonna love sesame oil. And I wanna add that oil to the pan so that there's a little bit of oil for it to cook in too, because the steam is gonna evaporate pretty soon. Heather says, you still okay with cocoa aminos, coconut aminos? Yes, coconut aminos are fine too. And then, so there was that. Let's get some of our, oh, I was looking for a different one. Let's get some of this. Just a little bit there. It's gonna darken the color of it as well. And then I'm gonna add just some ginger and garlic. Now, to save time, I get the pre-minced ginger and the pre-minced garlic. You can absolutely do it where you chop down your garlic cloves, where you shred your raw ginger root, you know, peel and shred it. You can totally do that as well, but sometimes I just like to save time and make it a little easier on myself. So there we go. So we're gonna add those, and these things here, the sesame oil and the ginger are just completely going to change the flavors, and that's what makes it totally amazing. So I'm just gonna add a good amount in there. All of this stuff, I think I've told you guys before, I don't like to bake. I don't like to bake very much because you have to be so precise in your measurements. I like cooking a lot more because I don't have to be that precise. I can literally just like, hey, add more of this, add more of that. And that's how I love it. So don't mind that you like almost never see me measure anything. That's just my style. That's just what I prefer to do. And already the flavor, I mean the smells, you can already tell that the flavor is gonna be amazing. And so then you just wanna mix it all around. It's already turning a little bit darker just from the seasonings there. But man, if I would have added all these other veggies that we normally do, it makes it so vibrant and colorful and fabulous. So there we go. I would love to hear from you guys. What are your favorite ways to eat cauliflower? Because there's so many different ways, right? And I have like a handful of ways that I love eating cauliflower. It's my husband's favorite vegetable. So you better believe that I have found many, many ways to make it because it's so versatile. So I'd love to hear from you. What are some of your favorite ways? in addition to cauliflower rice, that you like to eat cauliflower. Would love to know. So I've added my ginger and garlic, I've added the sesame oil, and I didn't salt and pepper it per se because the liquid aminos already have a little bit of salt, and I don't like to over salt things. So I tend to stay away from that when I'm using like something liquid that has a higher salt content. And I'm trying to think what else. If you want to make it spicy, you can add a little bit of sambal, which is a chili paste. My husband loves that too, and I'm growing to love it even more and more. So you can add that. It's going to give it a little bit of a red color to it if you want to make it spicy. And then let me see if there's anything else I am missing. Oh, we're going to add the eggs. So now to make it like a fried rice, right? Most fried rice has a little bit of scrambled egg in it. So this is how we're going to do it. I'm going to carve a hole in the center. Okay, so I'm literally just going to like move things off to the side. Move things off to the side. And we're literally just going to scramble an egg right in the middle, right there. Okay. So you want to scramble the egg all in one spot. I'm kind of letting it warm up a little bit, and then I'll just stir it and scramble it. Velvet says cauliflower pizza. Yeah, like cauliflower pizza crust. Yes, is that what you're meaning? Because that's how I'm taking that for cauliflower pizza, and that is delicious. So you just want to scramble your egg just right there in the center of it, and keep it in the middle while you're scrambling it. I'm going to break the yolk and just keep on scrambling away. So you want to scramble your whole egg in the center. Let me let it keep heating up. Scramble your egg in the center, and then once it's kind of almost completely done, it's not like a firm egg yet, but it's still a little bit loose, like a little bit moist, then you can stir it into the whole thing, and the egg will just keep cooking. That's what's going to really give it that signature fried rice feeling, is not only the flavors that we're putting in, those Asian type of flavors, but then also the fried egg, okay? Then basically it's going to be done. So then you can just kind of adjust your seasonings however you like. And then how I really like to do it is when I go to serve it, I like to do maybe like some fresh herbs, so like some fresh cilantro, maybe a squeeze of lime, depending on the flavors. Lime goes with the ginger really well. With sesame and ginger, lime and cilantro go really well. So you can almost never go wrong if you pair those things together. I'd love to hear from more than just Velvet. Thank you, Velvet, but I'd love to hear more. What else are your favorite things to make with cauliflower? There's so many other things that you could make with cauliflower. I love cauliflower pizza crust, just like you said. We love to do cauliflower steaks. And so you literally like chop up your cauliflower into big, huge chunks, like big slices like this. And then so now I'm just mixing in the eggs. And then you can grill them because it holds together so well. So then you can grill it. So that's always delicious. So cauliflower steaks, roasted cauliflower with seasoned with curry. Roasted curry cauliflower is another one of my favorite flavor combinations. Cauliflower and curry together. And they give a beautiful yellow color to that cauliflower. I was really hoping, basically we're done now, guys. I was really hoping that I was gonna find a purple or bright yellow cauliflower for us tonight, but when I was at the store, they didn't have any. But I love the cauliflower comes in different colors too. It's mainly white, but every once in a while you can find the purple and the yellow, and sometimes even green. And that's just super fun, like just to make it even more unexpected. I love it so much. Julie says, I need ideas too. Okay, well then hopefully some of those ideas were helpful for you. You can make cauliflower steaks, season those up with olive oil and salt and pepper, or any other flavors that you like to add on like meat or chicken. Season it with those and put them on the grill. You can also roast them in the oven. Like I said, you can roast your cauliflower steaks in the oven. I also love to just roast cauliflower in the oven with that curry. Hey Pam, Pam says steamed with cheese. That sounds delicious. And raw with ranch, I see. Yep, I'm typically not as big of a raw veggies with ranch type of person, but a lot of people are, so that's definitely, I could see that's good. It's probably not the healthiest, you're right, with the ranch dressing. Swap your ranch dressing for something else. Like swap it for like an almond dip or something. There's almond dips are starting to get a little bit more popular, and it's literally like hummus, but it's made from almonds. And it is absolutely delicious, and there's all these different flavors. So I would swap your ranch just for something else that's still, yummy and creamy. It'll be a little thicker, but there we go. And so haven't ventured out much with cauliflower. Got it. Well, hopefully some of these ideas really help you. So now I need to taste what we have done here. I already know it's gonna be delicious because it smells amazing. You can already just tell by how it smells. But I've got a little bit here with the egg going on. So awesome. Like I said, this is probably the most bland that I've ever made it, because normally I have so many other veggies and everything going in there. So just think of that. Make it as colorful and vibrant as you want. Oh my goodness. And it's delicious because you get that ginger, which adds a totally different flavor. The ginger and the sesame oil. I haven't yet squeezed on the fresh lime. That's gonna do it. That's gonna make it over the top. When I add that fresh lime, it's gonna give that little bit of like pop of that tangy citrus, and then it's gonna bring all those flavors together. So that's it for our cauliflower fried rice, guys. How easy was that? And it was homemade, which is so awesome. I wanted to show you, I could have just bought a bag of cauliflower rice and just shown you how to do it up on the stove, but that just seems boring to me. I wanted to show you how literally to pulse it and break it down into the food processor so you could also see the difference in the texture. It's I think it's a better texture. It's just like easier on your palate type of texture, because the ones at the store have been chopped up by a machine, and so it's very rigid cuts, and this has been completely like rolled inside the food processor so that it's like more of a crumble. So I love it better. So there we go, guys. Thank you for joining me this evening. That is definitely a new recipe for you to go try, for you to fall in love with cauliflower, just like I am. We just had it a few nights ago, or even early last week. We probably have it at least once a week or once every other week in some sort of fashion, one way or the other, because we love it so much. So thanks, guys. Let me see any other, let me post this for you. Hang on. Hang on, that was like a double slide. I'm sorry about that. Let me go back to this. There we go. Okay, if you guys are not yet a part of the Healthy Christian Women Facebook group, definitely come and join us there. And you can just search for Healthy Christian Women on Facebook and you'll find our Facebook group. It's an absolutely incredible group from women all over the world to come be a part of. So please join us there. And then definitely listening to the Healthy Christian Women podcast, where you will be fully inspired to continue moving forward in your life, being healthy in mind, body, and spirit. All right, so that's what the Healthy Christian Women podcast is all about. And so I invite you to be a part of those things if you haven't yet. All right, keep an eye open, because later tonight, if everything goes right, later tonight or early tomorrow morning, I will be announcing a 30-day slim down challenge that we're going to be running inside that Facebook group I just told you about. That's going to be starting September 5th. So next Wednesday after the holiday weekend, we will start on September 5th and go for 30 days until October 5th, working on the Daily 5, incorporating the Daily 5, and working on detoxing and slimming down and cutting out all the stuff that we don't need so that we can be feeling so much more amazing in our bodies and learning how to develop proper healthy habits for the long term, right? So stay tuned if you want to be a part of that 30-day slim down challenge. Hey, Lori. Hey, great to see you here as well. Yes, Velvet, you're so welcome. You're so welcome. I'm glad that you were here. Thank you, Sue. I appreciate that. I love these shows too. I have so much fun with them. So what I would love is that we keep getting the word out for other people to enjoy the shows with us. So the more that you are helping to tag people, to share this out, to point people to everything that we've got going on inside of Fit+Faith, I would greatly appreciate it. I have so much fun and I want to keep it going, and I want you to be there with me. So I appreciate that, Sue. So ladies, keep your eyes open if you want to join us for that 30-day slim down challenge that's going to happen next week. And then we'll go from there. All right, so have a wonderful rest of your day, your evening, and have a wonderful and safe holiday weekend over this 3-day weekend coming up, all right? Make this cauliflower fried rice, post a picture and tag me in it so I can know how it came out and I can see how much you loved it, because I know you will. All right, so thank you guys again. Have a wonderful rest of your evening. Excuse me. This is Dr. Melody with Fit+Faith. I'll see you later. Bye.